Hello children. So today we are going to start a new chapter, that is lesson number 6, changes around us. So if I give a magical power to you, okay, that you can change anything and everything what you want. So what are the things you want to change, children? Yes, a lot of things will be running in your mind, that you want to change this, that, you doesn't like your old something old item, you want to replace that. But unfortunately we don't have any magical powers. But yes, of course the changes are happening in us and around us. So if you see, look out, what will you see? The day, it is light during the daytime, right? And it will become dark during the night. So day is changed to night, and again night will be changed to day. Also the seasons keep changing, right? You have so many seasons: monsoon, summer, winter, autumn, spring, right? Why is that so? Because earth is rotating and revolving. Also you can see some changes inside us, right? You were small, few years ago you were small, and every day, each and every day you are growing a bit. And some changes in your body, that is your hair grow, your nails grow, right? Yes, your age also increases. So some changes are reversible while some are irreversible. So today we will be studying few reversible and irreversible changes. Now what are reversible changes? So the changes which you can reverse back. Okay, the changes which you can reverse back, such changes are called as reversible changes. So you can reverse back them. So for example, let me tell you the definition for irreversible changes. So those changes which cannot be reversed, such changes are called as irreversible changes. I'll write here, cannot be reversed. Now let us know few examples for reversible change. So you eat chapati or roti, right? So what do you do first? You will prepare a dough and you will take a portion of that dough and make it into a round ball. And then what you will do? You will flatten it, right? You will flatten it to give a round shape into a roti. So yes, most of us we don't know to do a round roti. So if you have spoiled that shape, and what will you do then? Yes, you can roll that back. You can take that dough back and roll it into a ball again and redo the flattening. Correct? And you can again use it. So that change which you can reverse back, that is called reversible change. So this change was the reversible change. Now one more example I'll give. Say you have a balloon and you are blowing that balloon. And again, just leave the air to come out. What will happen? Yes, the balloon will again come back to its original shape and size. But when you were trying to blow, what happened? The balloon increased in its size and shape. Yes. So that was again reversible change happening. So change is happening, but again that change can be reversed. And likewise, if you want to draw, you take a paper sheet and you make lot of rockets, right? You like to make that. So when you are making the rocket and just throwing it around, flying it around, okay, what is that change then? It is a reversible change, children, because you can unfold the rocket and you can use that paper again. Okay. Now coming to the irreversible irreversible changes. So as I said, irreversible changes are the changes in which it cannot be reversed back. That changes cannot be reversed back. So for reversible, I took the example of roti, then balloon, then paper rocket. Correct? Now let me take the same examples for irreversible change. Now I said when you are preparing the dough, you will take a small portion, you will flatten it, and now continue the process. You will roast it on the tawa. So what you will get? You will get a proper cooked chapati. Now can you change that chapati into a dough bag? No, you cannot change it. It is already been cooked, right? So that is irreversible change. Making the dough into chapati is an irreversible change. Now second example, balloon. So when you are blowing the balloon, okay, blow it to a certain size, big size, and what you do later, prick it with a sharp needle. What will happen? Yes, it will burst out. And then will you get the original balloon? No. Correct? So because of bursting, you are not getting the original balloon back. So that is again irreversible change. Now paper rocket. Yes. So the paper rocket, instead of making a paper rocket with the use of paper, just draw the paper, just draw one airplane. Okay, airplane or rocket on a piece of paper and then cut it. Now, can you again get the same paper back? No, you can't get because it has already been cut. So that is irreversible change. So now I hope you have understood between reversible change and irreversible change. Right, children? So now we have in your textbook a table. See here, they have shown a table here. These are the changes, some of the changes. And they are asking us whether they can be reversed or no. Yes or no. Now, the first one here, raw egg to boiled egg. So, is this change can be reversed? No, it cannot be reversed. So, I am putting a tick over here. Now, next one, batter to idli. So, idli batter. This is the idli batter to idli. This change is also cannot be reversed. Wet clothes to dry clothes. Yes, this can be reversed. Again, this dry clothes can be made into wet clothes by putting it into the water. So, right here, yes. Now, woolen yarn to knitted sweater. You have studied, right, children? This knitting is done using a single yarn. So, when you try to pluck that yarn from the sweater, again you will get that woolen yarn completely. So, this is an reversible change. Grain to its flour. So, flour again cannot be converted into grain back. So, we will say here it is not a reversible change. Now, next, cold milk to hot milk. Is it reversible, children? Yes. Hot milk again you can make it cold by either keeping it for in a fridge or also outside. If you keep, after some time it will cool down. So it is a reversible change. Now straight string to a coiled string. Yes, even this can be reversed. Straight string, after once coiling, this coiled string again if we try to pull, it will become straight. This one you can try it at home. But to flour, no, this is a irreversible change. So So we'll write here no. Flower, again the same flower cannot be converted back to bud. Now milk to paneer. Can paneer be converted to milk? No, right? So write here no. Cow dung to biogas. Even biogas again they cannot be converted into cow dung. So we'll write here no, it is not a reversible change. Then stretched rubber band to its normal size. Correct, children? We can stretch the rubber band and again bring it to normal size, and again you can re-stretch it. So answer is yes. This is because of the elasticity of the rubber. Ice cream to molten ice cream. So during summer season or whenever it's too hot, what happens to your ice cream? It will melt, right? It will melt to your molten ice cream. It will become melted. So when you keep this melted ice cream again back in the fridge, what you will get? Your ice cream back. So we'll say even this is a reversible change. Okay? So children, changes can be brought by some external factors, such as first one we'll talk about heating. Okay, the external factor here is applying heat. So what are the changes which can be brought by heating? First, some sub-objects can get hot but do not change in any other way. So some objects when you heat, they become hot but they do not change in any other manner. They will not burn, neither they will change their shape. Okay? Like if you say iron, okay, iron, it requires lot of heat. Okay, it requires great amount of heat, only then it will change. Only if you keep it in your steel vessels, what you use. Okay, what happens? Does it change the shape once you keep it on the gas stove? No, right? It will not. It will only become hot. Correct? Only to a certain, there is a maximum temperature. Only at that temperature, those objects, different objects have a temperature fixed. That only on that temperature they will start melting. Okay? Just heating will not change anything in them. They will only become hot. Then some objects get hot and also expand in size. So some objects, when you provide heat, when you heat them, what happens? They will become hot as well as they will expand. They will expand in shape. So here I can give an example. Whenever your lid, jar lid is very tight and you cannot open that lid, what you can do is you can just turn the bottle, turn the jar and keep the lid in a hot water. So when you keep it in a hot water, what happens? The metal lid will expand a bit. Okay, it will only expand a little bit, and later when you try to open, it will open easily. Then next point, some objects get hot and begin to burn. So some objects like your wood, leaves, cloth, if you give heat, that is in the form of fire, what will happen? It will become hot as well as it will burn. It will completely change its state and nature. Then next point, some objects get hot and change their state. So for example, water. If you heat a water, what will happen? Water, after a while it will start boiling. First it will become hot, then it will start to boil, and during boiling what happens? It is converted from liquid state to gaseous state. Correct? Water, liquid water is converted to water vapor. And again if you cool back the water vapor, what you will get? again the water droplets in a liquid state. That is condensation, right? Remember? Now coming to the next factor. Coming to the next factor, that is changes by applying pressure. There we studied changes by heat. Changes caused by heating. Here changes caused by applying pressure. So pressure, the force. When you apply a pressure or a force, some changes happen because of that. So let us study one by one. We can change its shape. It says here object. You can change the shape of the object and also its size. So for example, again a very good example is a clay. When you take a clay, when you apply a pressure on that, what will happen? It will change its size, also the shape, right? Second, air can be compressed. So when you try, you have studied, gases can be easily compressed, while solids and liquids, solids cannot be compressed. Liquids need some extra energy to compress, while gases can be easily compressed. So air, compression is again applying pressure on air. Okay. Next is metals. Metals can be hammered into thin sheets. So when you take a metal and you take another hand, take a hammer and beat the metal, what will happen? It will try to become flat, right? It will change its shape and it will become flat. That is the pressure we are applying on the metal by hitting on it again and again. Correct? And again, the same change can be brought about quickly. Okay, metals can be made into thin sheets. How quickly means if you heat, give a little heat and then hammer it, then it will quickly change into thin sheet. Okay. Next point, elastic can be stretched. Yes, see, elastic or a rubber band, it has the property of stretching and again coming back to its, regaining its original size and shape. So when you are trying to stretch the rubber band, you are applying pressure on that elastic. Okay, and only after applying the pressure, you are bringing a change in that elastic. Okay. Now, next is cotton can be spun into thin threads. So, already you have learned what is spinning. Correct? Spinning of yarn. So, cotton fibers are spun into yarn, that is threads, through some pressure again. Okay. So they will be stretching. I have told you the cotton fibers we need to little bit stretch and then twist it with a force. Only then it can be made into threads. So these are the two external factors. Okay. So let me re-explain you changes caused by heating. So what are the changes caused by heating? So some objects they get hot but they do not change in any ways. While some objects they get hot and also they expand. That means they change in their size. Some objects they get hot and they begin to burn. While some objects, on heating, they will change their state. The state is nothing but states of matter you have studied, solid, liquid and gas. That is the state of the object. Then, by applying pressure, what all changes we can see? We can change the shape and size of the object. Then we can compress the gases. Here the example for gas is given as air. And metals can be hammered or changed they can be brought into thin sheets, okay, and also they can be drawn into thin wires. Elastic can be stretched. So by applying pressure, you can stretch an elastic. Cotton fibers can be spun into thin threads. Those are called as yarn. So for making the yarn, you have to stretch that fiber, cotton fiber. Okay, understood children? Okay, so next class we'll study some more properties, some more explanation on this chapter. Thank you.